Hey everyone, welcome back to Retro Magazines and Patterns. My name's Sophie, and today we are going to be looking through Old-Time Crochet. This particular issue is from winter of 1994. You can see that it's had some wear, so we're going to try to be a little gentle with it, but let's go dive into this one because there are some really cute patterns in here. Okay, so the first thing we see is a little subscription card. So you don't see those too often anymore, or if at all, I'm not sure. So everything's digital now. But we do have quite a few patterns in this one. So let's get into it. Okay, the first thing that I would like to mention about this issue, let me move this over a little bit, which I actually think is really important, especially for anybody who enjoys vintage patterns. They have this like little excerpt here that kind of explains the difference in patterns that were written before 1929. So actually this is kind of fun to find. One of my favorite YouTube channels is called Just Vintage Crochet. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with it, but I love watching her work some of these old patterns. She does patterns, you know, from the 1800s all the way up to, you know, nowadays. But some of those patterns will have some very vague instructions and material listings. So something like this could be really helpful if you're interested in that. I'll make sure that that's available for download too, because I think that that's just a really cool thing to have. Okay, the first pattern in this magazine is the nut cup and saucer. So over here you see the cute little saucer with the little dish, and that's really cute. I don't know that anybody actually puts out nuts anymore like they used to when I was a kid. I can remember my grandmother would have them out with the little nutcracker on the side. But honestly, that dish could be used for anything. It'd make an adorable trinket dish on a vanity. It does look like it requires some fabric stiffener, and it would be small crochet thread instead of yarn. But this is a really pretty little decor piece. So if you're looking for something, if you're a doily fan, but you're looking for something maybe a little bit different, that would totally be different. That would be really cute. You could do a lot with that. Okay, here we have the Infant's Double Star Afghan, which is this picture here. And that is a really cozy looking Afghan. I'm looking at it right now. It's kind of cold where I am, so that looks all the much more inviting for me at the moment. But the pattern is not large. It's just the one page here, so there's not a lot to it. It would be a fun pattern to work if you're looking for something with a repeat, something that you could kind of just sit and work on without putting too much thought into. And I do like how it has the little ribbon edging. I'm a sucker for ribbon edging, so anytime I see that, it always gets my attention. The next one is going to be the block pot holder. And so you have the beginning of the pattern here. I will try to keep the pages open long enough for you to get a chance to look at the pattern. But again, all of these are going to be available for download on my Patreon. So if you're interested in joining the community over there, any pattern that you see on my videos is going to be available for download. Okay, so this is what the block pot holder looks like. It looks like it has some maybe like back post or triple crochet stitches in there. That's a nice sturdy looking pot holder, and I like the little ring that they have up on there. And this is the remainder of the nut cup and saucer pattern too, if you're looking for that. Okay, so here is the oval pineapple doily. I don't know if any of you out there are doily fans, anybody who enjoys making them. This is a really pretty one. I also like the shape. It gives it a little bit more interest than just your typical round doily. And that's a really nice one. I love the pineapple stitch. I don't know that I've ever actually made a pineapple stitch, as I have yet to delve into the world of doily crocheting, but that looks very nice. And it looks like that's a pretty big pattern for a doily too, because it works all the way over to here. And then down here we have the Queen Anne's lace motif, which I really like. This is so pretty. It's got all these tiny little flowers crocheted together. Over here, it does mention you could use it from everything for chair backs to doilies to full-size tablecloths and bedspreads. And I think like what a pretty overlay on a bed that would make if you just wanted to sit and crochet flowers. That would just look gorgeous. Try not to rip any of these pages. Okay, so I found these kind of interesting, the Swap Society. Because obviously in 1994, we didn't have Facebook and Instagram. So they had these swap society pages where they would send in requests or patterns, things that they were looking for in the hopes that somebody would get them back to, or get back to them, I guess, with what they're looking for. And it just kind of really calls to mind how lucky that we are nowadays, that if we're looking for a specific pattern, really it's no further away than just a Google search. And again, that's one of the reasons why I enjoy doing these videos too, because I'm kind of putting these patterns back out there. So if there is somebody that's looking for a specific pattern that they remember, maybe they'll find it. Okay, so we have some more doilies here. This is the spiderweb doily, and that's really pretty. This is crochet. This is not tatted. Um, but that would be a beautiful doily. Obviously, I want to say for Halloween because of the spiderweb motif, but that would just be pretty in so many different colors. I could see it in pastels. I would really like to see that in pastels. It would be cool in a black. I know that's like every crocheter's nightmare to work with that much black thread, but that would look really cool in black too. And if you look closely, these little motifs here look like hearts, so that's very cute. Okay, it runs over to this page, and then we start with the double diamond wreath doily. Are you ready? Reveal. Oh, that's really pretty. I like that. Oh, that doesn't look like it would actually be too difficult, as it just looks like a few maybe double crochets and some chain work. So that's a really nice, and that's very delicate. That's a nice doily. I like that one. Over here is a monogram alphabet. I'm going to make this available for download too if we have anybody out there that likes to collect these kind of patterns for cross stitch or grid work, color work, anything like that. It's always nice to have the different options. Okay, the 5-piece baby set. Making sure that you guys can see all of this. Okay, so this pattern comes with mittens, a jacket, some little booties, socks, or like I guess you might say Mary Jane's and booties, and a hat. So there's a lot here to be made. This would be such an adorable set to give at a baby shower. I could just imagine how grateful any parent to be would be to get something that handmade and precious for their little one. And that hat is so cute. That would be adorable on a little baby. And it does say that this was published over 50 years ago. And that's one of the things about this particular magazine. Oh, obviously it's Old-Time Crochet, but I like that you're getting vintage patterns from 1994, and these patterns came from, years before that even. So this is just a collection as far as that's concerned as well. Okay, so you see the hat, the shoes, the knit mitts, the foot warmers. So I guess they're not specifically booties, they're foot warmers. Okay, now this is the one that I'm excited to make. I actually think I want to make this one. Lollipop the lamb. So I'm going to hold it up so you can see how cute she is. You see her? Yeah, and then the cute little baby ball that goes with it. So this is an adorable pattern. I make a lot of plush, a lot of amigurumi, but I really enjoy finding the old vintage plush. There's just something different about them. Um, I guess maybe you don't do as much in the round as you do in amigurumi. So a lot of pieces could be crocheted flat and then stitched together. This one, I'm not sure. I mean, it does have some rounds in it. It looks like it is worked in the round. Um, but those little baubles on it are so precious. That is just a really stunning little toy. I like that. I think I'm gonna have to make that one. And then the baby ball pattern is right here. Now this is uploaded on my Patreon as one pattern, the baby ball with the lollipop lamb. So if you're looking for either of those, they're going to be in the same file. The next pattern is for Miss Holland. And this is actually cute. If anybody enjoys making doll clothes, you have these cute little blinky dolls, the 8-inch doll, I believe it said. And this is the pattern for the Miss Holland outfit. And then over here you have the Miss Hawaii outfit. So this one is, I think, obviously has panties and a halter, and then the lei and the skirt fringe for the grass skirt. Those are cute. Okay, here is the Irish crochet and popcorn bedspread. And that is really a gorgeous bedspread, honestly. Um, I've never endeavored to make something quite that large. Um, if you have, I'd be interested to know, like, how long does something like that take you? What size have you made it for? A twin, a queen, a king, even? Here's a little bit of a close up of that pattern. Um, but I really do like that one. I think that's nice. If I was gonna make a bedspread, how much would you need for that? 50 400-yard balls of white or ecru, and that would be for the double. That's a lot. And here you see some really fun pattern books. The ones that caught my eye specifically was the Yarnables, little crochet toys. And then I love this one, the crochet for trolls, little outfits for troll dolls, because in 1994, you have better believe that the Rust trolls were super popular. So the little outfits for those, yeah, that definitely would have been popular. Oh, let me straighten this guy out. Okay. Crochet credits. So over here it looks like they offer like the option to kind of show off some of the projects that people have made, and that's really cute too. It gives people an opportunity to show off their handiwork again when they couldn't on Instagram or Facebook. So here we have the ruffled star doily from Mrs. Evelyn McCaleb, Carrie Brightenham with that one. And let's see. Oh, it looks like Mrs. Evelyn Caleb made these both. Okay, let's go and see what we have next. Oh, more credits. I like the old style chair backs with the arm covers. Does anybody use those? I'd like to know if anybody has those or uses them. It's such a pretty touch, a vintage touch to your living room, your living space that was so popular at one time that you just don't see anymore. At least I haven't in a long time. Okay, here we have the star flower doily. And this one looks like it's actually made in two colors. If you look close enough, these little like butterfly looking stitches look a little darker. And up here it does say that you need one ball of white and one ball each of green and pink. So that would be a green, pink, and white doily. That would be really beautiful. I like those colors, that color combination. And this is the whole pattern right here, these 2 pages. So it's not terribly long. Here's the oval doily with flowered center. Again, this one looks, I think, a lot more intricate and delicate than it would be to work, because this looks like just a lot of chain and with a few maybe double or triple crochets in here. And it does have that oval shape, which I said earlier I kind of liked because it's a little different than the round ones. Look really nice on the top of a dresser table, like a buffet or something. Oh no, that one's really pretty. The pineapple posy doily. That's really pretty. That's so delicate looking. It's definitely not chunky. It just looks really pretty. That would be nice in so many colors too, not just white. Like that would be a beautiful doily in a multitude of colors. Here, right here, it looks like it's the rest of the Queen's Anne lace motif pattern if you were looking for that. Okay, so it looks like they add the stitch guide right here in the middle. So it's going to go over what the different abbreviations and stitches are. I know that as crocheters and knitters, you likely understand what all of those abbreviations are, but they're always nice to have because sometimes patterns will, um, they'll call a stitch something and they'll have their own little play on it. So it's always nice to be able to refer to these if you need to. And little diagrams of some of the edging there. Okay, so here is an applique basket and edgings for towels. And that's cute. That definitely has like a vintage 1950s, 1960s bathroom look to it. The little applique basket and with the cute edging on the bottom here. And it looks like they used maybe like an ombre thread. It doesn't say. It just says shaded color. So yeah, it was shaded. There's different gradients in that. Over here is a trio of crocheted edgings. These are actually pretty beautiful. I don't give edgings as much attention as maybe I could. You look at those close up. Can you see that? Those are really, that's really pretty. Let's see. I know the other three. What was the other? Tiara. I thought that one was really pretty. They're all three very beautiful. And sometimes I think like I forget that these would be a nice addition to maybe upcycle something that you already have, or if you're working on something, if you sew and you make a pretty blouse or a dress. I forget that, an edging would be such a nice touch to that. And again, just even something as simple as upcycling, not that upcycling is always simple, but this would be a nice way to upcycle something as well. I don't know if anybody does a lot of that. I'd be interested to hear what things you do upcycle. So let me know. Over here is the rubber ring hot plate mat. And I kind of like this pattern because it looks like it uses mason jar rings to make it. So you're kind of recycling a little bit there. And it's just a nice way to have a cute handmade item that's definitely functional. Something like that would be functional for sure. Over here is the flower wreath motif, and that one is really nice. It looks like that would be pretty in depth, I guess. There's a lot of stitching that's going to go into that. Not difficult, but just a lot of. And it looks like they used the colors white and yellow. So that would be really pretty, wouldn't it? Yellow. I need to use that color more often. Okay, so here we have the square flower motif with 8 petals. And I like that. That's gorgeous. You could take this cute square here. You could make a beautiful, like granny square style throw. Nothing overly large, but something that would look cute on the back of a sofa or the back of a chair. And if you look close, these are kind of gradient, these flowers. Just pick a color, whatever color, with a background, like a cream or an ivory or a white, and put the little posies in there, the little 8 flowers, not 8 flowers, the 8 petal flowers in there. That would be really pretty. Over here, Rebecca Hollenbach is giving us tatting techniques. Again, if you've listened to some of my earlier videos, I may have mentioned that I haven't done a lot of tatting, if any. I know I tried it a few times and I had some difficulty with it. It's a skill I'd like to get a little bit better at. I enjoy the look of tatted items, and there's some really cute ones out there too. You can do a lot with tatting if you get creative, if you really think about it. But here's some more of the techniques. Maybe I'll just use this and it'll help me get better at it. But if you have done any tatting, be curious to know what you've made. I've seen things like jewelry, earrings, necklaces, edgings would be something, handkerchief edgings. Oh, this is a collar, a tatted medallion collar. And look at that. It's so delicate and tiny, but that's so pretty. That would look so gorgeous. And I think actually on this picture, if you look close, this is actually a blouse with this stitched onto it. That's so beautiful. What a way to take a plain t-shirt and dress it up. And then when somebody says, "Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I love that shirt," you can say, "Thanks, I made it." And here's another tatted doily. So that one's a lot more open, but that would be a good piece to practice on, I think, because it does have a lot of large spaces in it. It's a little bit different from your average doily, again, because it's tatted, not crocheted. Oh, here we go. So like I was saying with the tatted or the tatting, you can make all kinds of things. This is interesting. Tatted button covers and earrings. How cute is that? Little tatted button covers. Tell me you couldn't find a use for those in your wardrobe somewhere, if not everywhere. Or what a way to personalize a gift for somebody. Those are really cute. I like that. Those are nice. And again, tatted handkerchief edging. Does anybody use handkerchiefs? I think there's like some dispute about whether they're uh, some people don't like to use them, I guess. I don't know. I always like to keep one in my purse. You never know when you need a little hanky. I think they're helpful. Plus, you find them everywhere if you go thrifting or you go to rummage sales. I find handkerchiefs all over the place, and they're so pretty and just a throwback to another time. I enjoy using them. Okay, actually, it looks like this might be our last one in the magazine. And the last pattern here is the crocheted ripple cushion right here. And that's actually very cool. I like that. It looks pleated. I can't tell if it's pleated or if that's just the design. These pictures are a little hard to read. But that's a really nice pattern. It looks fairly simple. It's just this one page, and obviously you're going to make two sides. So, but that's a cute little cushion. You could do a lot with that. And then here we have just an ad for some Afghans. I like that popcorn Afghan, but I don't have the pattern for that one. I'm sorry, guys. I wish I did because I like that one a lot. Okay, so that is the end of this issue. Old-Time Crochet, Winter 1994. I hope you guys found some inspiration in this one. If there's anything in it that you think you're going to make, please let me know. I'd be curious to know what you were going to make, what you like. Is anybody going to make Lollipop the Lamb? Because I really want to make that, and I'm curious if anybody else is going to make it as well. But thanks for joining me and flipping through this magazine with me. I hope I see you guys soon for the next one. So just hit subscribe and the notifications, and you'll be notified the next video that gets uploaded. Okay, guys, bye.